When is the right time to leave your job? Deciding to leave a job is one of the most significant career decisions a person can make. For many, work is not just a means of earning a living, it's a major part of their identity and daily life. Quitting a job involves uncertainty, risk, and emotional challenge. However, staying in the wrong job can be just as damaging as leaving too soon. Knowing when to make a move is essential for both your professional growth and personal well-being. 1. You're no longer growing. One of the clearest signs that it's time to move on is a lack of growth, professionally, personally, or intellectually. If your current role no longer challenges you, if you're not learning new skills, or if your responsibilities have plateaued for an extended period, that could be a red flag. In a healthy work environment, your skills should be developing, and there should be opportunities for advancement or lateral movement. Without growth, your career can stagnate, leading to long-term dissatisfaction. Furthermore, if your employer does not invest in training or development, or if mentorship is absent, it may be time to consider whether your long-term goals align with your current workplace. Continuous learning is essential in today's ever-changing job market. 2. You're consistently unhappy or stressed. While every job has its stressful moments, persistent unhappiness at work should not be ignored. If you dread going to work each day, feel emotionally drained, or find that work stress is affecting your physical health, it's time to seriously evaluate your situation. Symptoms like anxiety, insomnia, or irritability may be signs that your job is taking too great a toll. Sometimes, people try to cope with these issues by rationalizing them. It's just a busy season, or everyone is stressed. However, chronic stress or burnout can have lasting effects on your mental and physical health. If your job is the primary source of these issues and efforts to improve the situation haven't worked, leaving may be the healthiest option. 3. Your values no longer align with the company's. As people evolve, their priorities and values change. Perhaps you started your job passionate about the company's mission, but over time, you've noticed shifts in its culture, ethics, or leadership style that don't sit right with you. When your core values are no longer aligned with those of your organization, it can create inner conflict and disconnection from your work. This misalignment can show up in subtle ways, feeling uncomfortable about decisions being made, questioning the direction of the company, or losing pride in your work. While every job involves compromise, if the gap between your values and the company's continues to widen, it's likely time to start looking elsewhere. 4. You're being undervalued. Recognition is an essential part of a fulfilling job. If your contributions are regularly overlooked, if promotions are passed over despite your achievements, or if you're consistently underpaid relative to market standards, it may signal that your employer doesn't see your worth. Staying in an environment where you're undervalued can lead to resentment and a sense of futility. While it's wise to advocate for yourself through conversations about performance, raises, or promotions, if those efforts go unheard, it may be better to seek an organization that appreciates and rewards your efforts. 5. The work environment is toxic. A toxic workplace can be defined by poor leadership, rampant gossip, bullying, discrimination, lack of transparency, or an atmosphere of fear. These environments are emotionally exhausting and can hinder both your performance and self-esteem. If you've tried to address these issues with management or HR and nothing changes, leaving is likely the best course of action. No job is worth sacrificing your dignity or mental health. A positive work culture is essential for long-term job satisfaction and personal development. 6. You have a better opportunity. Sometimes, the best reason to leave a job is simply that a better opportunity has come along. This doesn't necessarily mean more money, although that's important, but also a position that offers more growth, flexibility, alignment with your values, or a stronger sense of purpose. It's important, though, to assess such opportunities carefully. Don't just leap for the shiny new offer. Ask yourself if it truly aligns with your career goals and long-term happiness. Change can be scary, but it can also be the push you need to grow in new directions. 7. You've lost passion and purpose. If you find yourself increasingly disinterested in your work, disconnected from your colleagues, or questioning the relevance of what you do, it might be time to reevaluate your path. Passion isn't always constant, but work that feels completely meaningless or soul-draining can slowly erode your motivation and confidence. This feeling may come from doing work that no longer aligns with your strengths, or from being in a role that doesn't fit your career vision. If your efforts feel unimportant or unnoticed, it might be a signal to seek something more fulfilling. Preparing to leave, be strategic. Once you've identified the signs, it's important to prepare thoughtfully. Quitting a job on impulse can be risky. If possible, take the time to build your financial cushion, update your resume, and network with contacts in your field. Having a plan in place can ease the transition and increase your confidence. You may also consider having an honest conversation with your manager before making a final decision. Sometimes, expressing your concerns can lead to positive changes or opportunities within your current company. However, if you've already explored that route and the issues remain, trust yourself to move on. Final thoughts. Knowing when to leave your job is ultimately a personal decision that depends on your values, goals, and circumstances. No job is perfect, and there will always be challenges. But if you're consistently unhappy, undervalued, or unmotivated, and especially if those feelings persist despite your best efforts, it may be time to make a change. Life is too short to stay stuck in a role that doesn't support your growth and well-being. The right opportunity is out there, and often, taking the leap is the first step toward finding it. And circumstances. No job is perfect, and there will always be challenges. But if you're consistently unhappy, undervalued, or unmotivated, and especially if those feelings persist despite your best efforts, it may be time to make a change. Life is too short to stay stuck in a role that doesn't support your growth and well-being. The right opportunity is out there, and often, taking the leap is the first step toward finding it.